Hi, I'm Tamara and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the differences between the male and female Myers-Briggs personality types. I definitely think that we can see some differences, so please check out my video. Here we go.
The ESFP male can be into fashion and the latest trends. He can be a great conversationalist with lots of friends and can handle being up front and center. Normally extremely extroverted in comparison to other extroverted types. A comedian. The ESFP female can easily win most popular in school. They can be daring, like to have fun. Some are into the latest fashion while others like to come as they are with no fuss and frills. They have 1 million friends. They don't know strangers. Can be silly and funny and flirtatious. They make loyal friends. They can be warm, nurturing, supportive, and the glue to their family. The ISFP female is a living, ongoing idea brainstormer. New ideas and projects going on all the time is very common. They're better at executing ideas in the moment rather than long-term commitments. They can be quietly outgoing and can be surprisingly good at wordplay. They usually have a close relationship with God and are involved in multiple church and work activities. They are sensitive to others' feelings and emotions. ISFP male. The ISFP male can be a female magnet because they are easygoing and easy to get along with. Usually has a lot of serious relationships, but can become easily bored. They can be a business person, creative, have multiple endeavors going on, and be very giving and masculine. If they're in a relationship with someone who continues to invalidate their feelings, they may disconnect and leave the relationship. ISTP females usually are quiet and prefer to work behind the scenes. They're very kind and nice, but not very easily intimidated. They can stick with their stance on things. They love their families, can be very creative and talented, possibly due to great spatial intelligence. I believe Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mother, is this type who is a fashion designer, seamstress, soft-spoken, but not easily intimidated at all, and she admits to loving stale jokes. ISTP males love sports and may be quite athletic because they like the adrenaline rush of watching and participating. Great at repairing things, and are surprisingly avid readers and writers. And although they are generally not the best conversationalists, they are able to articulate themselves well before an audience. Jay-Z is an example of the male type. Most of them do get married. Most are very spiritual and take their relationship with God very seriously. They love a great stale joke. The ESTP female is athletic, a thinker, cool, calm, and collected. Opinionated, sensitive, great with words, can be a rapper. A bit serious, talented, patient, and cares about people. They can also be a very strong-willed, strong-minded type. The ESTP male can be the life of the party, hilarious, can make most situations a joke. They're natural leaders in some ways, and they have millions of stories with some on repeat. Athletic, can be highly moral, usually has a close relationship with God. Friendly is an understatement as they do not meet strangers. The ENFJ female can be a boss on one hand and a people magnet and life of the party on the other. Can be charged or one of the crew. Can be sugary sweet or extra feisty. A hard worker. Loves to talk and express herself. Has been called a relationship junkie because they are always in search of the perfect love. They want to connect with someone on a deep spiritual level. The ENFJ male can be a female magnet. Very sensitive yet very strong. They respect people and care deeply about family. They can be a business person as they convey honesty while being very convincing. They can be a politician. A couple of recent presidents, Barack Obama and Ronald Reagan. They do not like gossip. They can be very uncomfortable dealing with feelings and can be agitated if pushed to do so in a work setting, but will have no problems doing it with a loved interest or children. Kiersey calls them a man among men. Believe it or not, there are more INFP males than females. They can have a swag times 10. They could be a female magnet like Usher. Confident, artistic, business sense, hard worker, multifaceted go-getter, and aggressive when it comes to getting the job done. Generally learns how to exercise his extroverted muscle which may feel a bit like acting to him in order to fit in and find acceptance. Can tap into a jokey side, can be spontaneous and not shy when it comes to getting what it is that he wants, can tap into a more deeply understanding person when someone is in need. The INFP female can be quiet and a quick learner, able to simplify the complex. Great and patient with research, caring, sensitive, and a bit bashful at times. Some of them can be good with science, very reliable and dependent upon in work settings. Occasionally may surprise people when an unexpected feisty side appears. For example, a curse word or two may slip out. The INFJ female is either 1, an ambivert, which in this case means they are introverted with extroverted energy and are a guy magnet and a party person. 2, they can be a lot like an INTJ, which is one letter different and are very self-aware and very independent and a leader. Or 3, similar to the female INFP, where they are a bit shy and hesitant. INFJs can have more variety in one type than some of the other types. Shirley Temple Black is a female example. Look at the difference between her childhood personality and her adult personality as an ambassador. The INFJ male can have an alluring quality to him. Joel Osteen is an example of an INFJ. People are drawn to his positivity. Ryan Sutter wooed Trista on The Bachelorette with his romantic poetry. They are very emotionally aware and can soak in the emotions of others very deeply, but can withdraw quicker and for longer periods of time than their female counterpart in order to self-preserve. Both the male and female ENFP attract potential mates with ease. The males are super naturally sexy and the women are easy for a man to approach and get to know. Think Mario Lopez or Jennifer Lopez. ENFPs do not stay single. It doesn't matter whether they are physically attractive or even have a sense of style, but they are so popular nonetheless. Kelly Clarkson is also a female example. The ESFJ female cannot not lead. They will run the show at home and work. They're usually very traditional in their style of work and very responsible. They insist on things being done right and can be very assertive. They need a man who will commit. An example of an ESFJ male is TD Jakes. They tend to take leadership to new heights. Their talents get turned into business ventures and empires. They have to lead, but it's on a much bigger personal level. They persevere and take bigger risk as they do. So they often see the vision, overcoming failure on their way to success. ISTJ male. The ISTJ male is very traditional. In a relationship, they have no problem taking the lead. Although they are introverted, they like to take leadership seriously. For example, look at Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. They also enjoy the male energy of hanging out with the guys. No females allowed. The ISTJ female can be traditional when it comes to relationships with men and their families. They don't have a problem or have more patience with men taking the lead and respect their mates. This sometimes causes inner conflict because they are strong, independent thinking women. They would do best with a man who shares similar beliefs. They can be a lot more sensitive than their male counterparts and become drained and overwhelmed when there's too much chaos and not enough structure. Ironically, they can be very attracted to perceiving types. Some men may find them offensive in the workplace when they stubbornly stand their ground on issues that they strongly believe in. The ESTJ female is free-hearted, will share what they have and help anyone who needs them. They will also argue and demand to have their own way, not measured by whether right or wrong. They need a partner who values the ESTJ's happiness, who is also strong and willing to team up with the ESTJ. The ESTJ is very strong-minded and sometimes in the workplace may be seen as overstepping her bounds. The ESTJ male must lead. He will lead whether at home, church, or work. On the one hand, he can be hot-tempered, which can cause problems because they are upfront. On the other hand, they are usually very charismatic and draw people in because they are friendly, sensitive, and willing to meet the needs of others. The The ISFJ male is traditionally minded and believes in being respected as the leader in his relationship in his home. He is a quiet, sensitive leader at work who is very organized, thorough, and reliable. The ISFJ female is usually an alpha female and a gatekeeper at work. People are usually a bit intimidated of this introverted female. They are extremely competent, hardworking, and an expert at what they do. They want to lead at times, and they can be very serious. With their children, they are a lot more permissive and a lot less guarded. To some degree, the kids can run the show, be their total selves, even when their personality is nothing like their mom's. They always make sure that their children are well taken care of and provided for, but they are not necessarily disciplinarians, which is a bit ironic. The INTJ female is an alpha female, entrepreneurial, even in everyday projects and ideas. She is very decisive when it comes to making decisions. Therefore, people often seek them for advice because they're able to take in your personal feelings while giving you an objective solution. They are usually years ahead of most. They generally don't meet anyone that they dislike, but they cannot stand incompetence no matter who you are. They generally have high expectations for themselves and for others. People may at times become offended by their no-nonsense approach because thinking females are much rarer than thinking males. INTJ males can be a little absent-minded but in a fun way, usually able to perfect a talent or interest. Easily a star when it comes to academic achievement, tends to excel above the average person, but yet is extremely reliable and can be relatable. Can have a quirky sense of humor and may be a bit of a risk taker. May not like long conversations and small talk, unlike their female counterparts. They appreciate a mate who is independent, and they can find too much emotion baffling and disconnected from it. Both male and females are very similar. They cannot not lead. They always see the big picture, but of all the intuitive types, they are the most detailed-oriented. We need this type as the research and development and communication experts at any profession. Their wealth of knowledge is too broad and intense to be presented in a soundbite. Just be prepared to take copious notes. You will need them later to study. ENTJ female actions may be misinterpreted as bullying, which may come as a surprise to the ENTJ female and possibly hurtful, whereas a male's dominant behavior may be considered more tolerable and even charming in our society, possibly due to double standards. ENTJ females may step on toes as they dominate and take action without first considering the feelings of others. ENTP females can be fashion-forward. They cannot be controlled by anyone except when in a romantic relationship, can be extremely loyal past what an unworthy partner deserves. High energy and can be intimidating on one hand, but charismatic on the other. Eloquent speaker, great debater. The ENTP male can be a female magnet. He is an alpha male yet quite sensitive. He can be entertaining, can put on a show on the spot, a party animal, a risk taker, but sometimes he can go into introverted mode, pull back, and be very independent, edgy, naturally plays hard to get, a comedian, and loves a verbal spar. The INTP female may struggle with parenting and relationships because they are not traditional in thought. They will try to make up for this by giving their children what they want and serve them to the best of their ability because they usually love their children beyond what they are able to verbally express. So they show it. They can be misunderstood in the workplace when they try to lead. The INTP male is very service-oriented and wants to help and impress others without hesitation or much thought. They are usually experts in some area where others cannot compete. In relationships, they may struggle because they can be more focused on helping others than working on the interpersonal relationship at home, because they can take for granted that these relationships are already established. They can also be risk-taking and non-traditional, which can be confusing and cause discomfort.
Thanks so much for watching my video. Please give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!